Night is brought to you by Ram. Ram 1500 is Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year and first ever back-to-back champion. By Meyer. And by Dairy Queen. Opening week presented by Dairy Queen.
Opening week of hockey is presented by Dairy Queen. Wings went 3-1 against the Bruins in the regular season last year. Of course, 1-4 in the playoffs. That's all that matters to these two teams right now. The Bruins played last night. They beat Philly 2-1. Wings making their season debut with this young cast of characters. And they've got Henrik Zetterberg back in their midst and a rejuvenated Jimmy Howard. We're set for hockey in Game 1. Here in Hockey Town. Upstairs we go. Here are Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond. Guys?
Thank you, John. Hello again, everybody. As a rematch of the playoffs, and the Red Wings will begin with Henrik Zetterberg in the middle, Johan Franzen on the left, Justin Abdelkader on the right, Patrice Bergeron. Besides Pavel Datsyuk, perhaps the best defensive center in the National Hockey League, starts with Brad Marchand and Riley Smith, number 18, brother of Brendan. It's Kronwall and Eriksson on the back end for the Red Wings. Big Zdeno Chara. Bergeron tapped it through. And offside at the line is Brad Marchand. Accepting that pass. Well, let's bring you our goaltenders. Brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Tuukka Rask had a pretty light night last night. 19 saves, 20 shots in the late win over Philadelphia. Vezina Trophy winner is best goaltender in the league. And Jimmy Howard wants to match him save for save tonight. And looking for a bounce-back season is the Red Wing netminder. A lead pass through center as Tatar's out there with Riley Shan and Thomas Yurko. As Brendan Smith stepped up, he's on defense along with Danny DeKeyser. Quickly, a 2-on-1 developing here for Boston. It's Kelly with Eriksson, but the pass was behind him. Sharp angle shot by number 21, Louis Eriksson. That failed to get to the goal. And Tatar with a swing pass through. Here comes Yurko, number 26 for the Red Wings, working on Dennis Seidenberg, who's on defense for Boston with Adam McQuaid. And those two were both injured through the Stanley Cup playoffs. A big loss for the Boston Bruins after they ousted Detroit and then lost to Montreal in round number 2 in a hard-fought 7. Darren Helm out there with Andre Nestrasil making his National Hockey League debut. He's got the puck now, number 49 for Detroit. Gus Nyquist on the left wing, and the pass went right through the slot. Nobody able to get a stick on that. Milan Lucic couldn't clear. Nestrasil forced the issue. And around it goes to Seidenberg. Tapped back there by Fraser. As Seidenberg gives it back for McQuaid. Quincy stepped into Lucic. Helm top of the circle. Fakes a shot. He gets around Lucic. Looks in front. Off to the far side. Back to the line. Smith a shot, and that one's blocked. And Brendan Smith will go and get it. He was chased there by Spooner, number 51. Turning with it is Smith in his own zone. Kyle Quincy will set up as the Red Wings get a change to counter that of Boston as the Red Wings' fourth line is out. Luke Glendening in the middle, number 41, will carry in. Drew Miller out there with him. And Joachim Anderson, number 18, switches off to the wing, of which he's played a little bit. More often than not was at center last year, a year he said he'd like to forget and knows he can be much better. Number 18 for Detroit. Puck's loose at the line as Miller will give one back here for DeKeyser. Knocked down at center with Glendening. 2-on-1 here, in for Miller. Just too far. Drew Miller, though, gets it in the corner. Bumped there by Kevin Miller, no relation. Number 86 on the Bruin back end.
Got a cousin by the name of Kevin. There's lots of those guys at Michigan State, that's for sure.
And Kelly and Kip.
Yeah.
Brought back in and too far for the birthday boy. Henrik Zetterberg, right foot runs in! And a save there by Tuukka Rask.
Thought they were going to call icing on that play. They started to and then waved it off.
Sent in by Abdelkader, and Tuukka Rask will hold on.
Boy, that was a bang-bang play. This thing has opened up very quickly, 3 minutes in. And it looked like there was an icing there. It's off the backboards, off of Rask, right to Franzen, but he couldn't get it up. And here's a look at the attempted pass. The top linesman had his hand up, but then they must have felt the Boston Bruins could have played it or just barely touched it at center ice.
Referees in this game, Brad Meyer and Dennis LaRue. Two veteran officials working this one tonight. The Red Wings closed out the preseason with a victory in Boston, perhaps the Red Wings' best preseason game, and the Bruins had pretty much their full lineup that night, including David Krejci, who was injured his knee against the Red Wings, and he'll miss the first 3 games. Some think perhaps it will be longer. So Krejci out tonight for Boston, while the Red Wings are without Pavel Datsyuk. But two great centers will see a lot of one another tonight, and Henrik Zetterberg for Detroit and Patrice Bergeron for the Bruins. Kindle. Red Wings just failed to get through as Jurko stumbled a little bit accepting that pass. Here's Quincy on the left wing. He was jarred on a hit there from McQuaid. Dennis Seidenberg. He was hit as Tatar threw one in back of the goal. McQuaid is there to get it. As Boston
Should be an icing.
will tip it down, and the faceoff will come back into the Bruins zone. While the best hockey video game is in stores now, EA Sports NHL 15, you can lace up the skates and score goals just like the kids did last year. Which brings us to our EA NHL 15 spotlight. Tatar and Sheahan and Nyquist and Jurko and his mix set and are open from ice level tonight. They're not going to surprise anybody this year.
No, they won't. The 2 kids that I circled led them with the goal scoring, 19 for Tatar and 28 for Nyquist last year. And boy, it's a good thing with Datsyuk and Zetterberg out a lot that these kids were able to find the back of the net. And this kid right here, I'm telling you, really came out of nowhere. Out of Notre Dame, big kid, solid, not afraid to go in the corners. He's got a big body that uses to protect the puck. And boy, he can play. And they found out very quickly last year how Riley Sheahan belonged in the NHL.
He was called up mid-December due to injuries and played 4, was sent back, recalled mid-January with the Datsyuk injury, and he stuck. And you're right, this will be another icing as he impressed a lot of people. To number 15, Riley Sheahan, who says this year he has to improve on his faceoffs, but that takes time when you're going up the best against the best in this league.
Yeah, it sure does, and especially a guy like Bergeron, who's been the best in the league, never mind on his team. He's a league leader if he's up against him, but Sheahan has really got a bright future. He's a great young kid. He's got size. He's got grip. He can score goals. He's got it all.
Danny DeKeyser will go back to get it. Sheahan certainly, from Jeff Jackson at Notre Dame, learned the defensive part of the game. The Red Wings took him in the first round, and now they're seeing the offensive upside that in college he wasn't really able to demonstrate as much.
The Bruins will get to this a little more in a moment. They're trying to match up lines here, and they're running the Lucic line against the kid line.
And again, without Krejci in their lineup, it's brought in some kids for them in Spooner, Bobby Robbins, Craig Cunningham, names you may be unfamiliar with. This will be icing, so this time, face-off in the Detroit zone. And there's the head coach, and a cup-winning head coach in Claude Julien. His team was second in goals against last year, third in goals for. And look at that goal differential number last season, Mick. Plus 84 goals for to goals against, and that was 27 goals better than the next best team.
They were really good. I mean, but led by Tuukka Rask. If you look at the goaltending statistics, there's 4 sets of stats in the NHL. He was in every one of them last year and near the top.
Held in by Lucic, slid wide of Howard. Shot to the front of the goal, knocked down by DeKeyser. Milan Lucic is on it again, but Jurko read that. And Tatar going up the middle, who comes over to the near side, and a hard hit there on Miller. Played back smartly to Kindle to Sheahan. Across center, a change upcoming here for the Red Wings. Rask will play that puck.
Another icing. Bruins are trying to make that long pass and then tipping the puck out past the Red Wing defenseman, but unfortunately for them, it's going all the way as you look at a local kid, Torrey Krug. What a great story he is and was for the Bruins a year ago.
Led NHL rookie defenseman in scoring and 4th overall in that department among D-men. 5th rookie defenseman in Boston history to score 10 or more goals. He had 14 last year.
He was great on the power play, burnt the Red Wings a couple of times, including in the playoffs, but boy, he was a guy that wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup, but because of trades and injuries, he got in, and that's what being an NHL rookie is all about. He said, you ain't getting me out.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, is he ever a good one. Unfortunately, he and Smith had to sign for what would probably be considered short money this year. The Bruins are out of cap room, and the two of them signed late. But they'll be making more money in the future, those two.
They'll be restricted free agents at year's end, and both got $1.4 million on one-year deals. Boston had those big cap issues. Here comes Drew Miller. Look in front of the goal. And Rask stopped that as Glendening was hooked going to the goal. Smart defensive play coming back by the rookie Craig Cunningham. As the Red Wings will get a change here. Kronwall surveys the situation and waits. As the Wings come through the middle, the pass for Henrik Zetterberg tipped through to Franzen.
Big hook there. They got away with that.
As the top lines here again go head-to-head with Smith, Bergeron, and Marchand. For Boston as Bergeron sends it Brad Marchand's way. Marchand comes in and a drop pass back. That missed Smith. As Abdelkader gets knocked off the puck. Share on defense with Dougie Hamilton for Boston. The Bruins carry in. Abdelkader was able to nudge that puck away. Zetterberg fought off a check and Franzen. He'll slide one into Bruins territory. Hamilton with a smart play there to Bergeron.
Cut off the sides, go up the middle.
Marchand had it knocked off his stick, and then Riley Smith will dump it the rest of the way. We played just over 7 minutes here in the opening period.
A lot of quick line changes here in the early going. Boston played last night, beat Philadelphia 2-1 with a late goal.
Bruins have a lot of that in their schedule with 16 back-to-backs. More than the Red Wings do. In fact, Boston will play Montreal 4 times. On 3 of those occasions, Boston will play the night before while Montreal is waiting for them rested. Miller couldn't get it out for Boston in the slot, and it hit a leg of a Yurko one-timer. Tatar took a look, threw it in on Rask, and he'll hold on. So frenetic pace here in the opening period at Joe Louis Arena on Fox Sports Detroit.
Happy birthday, number 34 for Henrik Zetterberg, the captain. And a moment ago, he made a nice veteran move. As Kronwall pinched, you got to have a veteran defenseman or forward cover up for that defenseman. There's Franzen. Watch Zetterberg here. He looks and he sees Riley Smith over there. He said they just might go there late, man. And sure enough, they tried to do that. And Zetterberg was there to break it up. Nicely read by the captain, and no damage done for the Boston Bruins on a potential 3-on-2.
Red Wings dearly missed him, but he feels great after that. Back surgery was a success. Drop this again as Helm gets waved out. So Gus Nyquist will come in and take this face-off. Nestrasil in his NHL debut on the left. Off the draw, Helm with that good speed got in there. Nestrasil lost an edge and went down. Then Helm pounding. Seidenberg looking to come up with the puck. It's still loose and stolen by Nyquist out of the air and not with a high stick. Nyquist fought off a check. Moved it in as Nestrasil gets knocked down to the ice. Carl Soderberg gets bumped there by Helm.
Another good cover up there. Brendan Smith pinches. Nyquist covers up. No damage at all.
Nyquist can't get through. And watch out for Soderberg, number 34. He was perhaps the best Bruin in their 2-1 win last night at home over Philadelphia, in which Chris Kelly scored late in the game to give them the victory. Riley Smith had the other goal for Boston. It was a power play goal.
Well, like another typical Boston Bruin night, they only gave up about 20 shots, and that's why their goals against last year was right around 2. Tuukka Rask was one of the best in the league. The Bruins were second best in goals against in the whole NHL.
That guy who got that winner will face off here against Luke Glendening.
No secret that they got 117 points. 54 wins.
Now Anderson will come in. President's Trophy for the Bruins. Penalty upcoming here. Penalty to Boston. And they touch, so the Red Wings will go to their first Bell Tire power play of this season.
Probably be interference in front of the net. Soderberg with some arguments, but somebody went flying down there in front of Tuukka Rask.
Boston number 44, minor penalty.
Seidenberg. Glendening in here. There's where the penalty occurs, right there. Yeah, he took the feet up from underneath him. Refs over here. No problem to see that one. Power play number 1 for the Red Wings. They've got a different look this year. Watch for Franzen in the high slot, ready to rip it.
So they've got 4 forwards and 1 defenseman for the Red Wings. Nyquist to the right side. Kronwall, the only defenseman on the left. Helm, Zetterberg, and Franzen. Bergeron on the intercept. He and Marchand, who are leaders pretty much the last few seasons in the plus-minus department. And both out there as the first penalty-killing unit for Boston. Franzen tries to get past Chara. Not an easy task as Bergeron will send it out. And the Bruins will change up their first unit on the penalty kill. Boston's penalty killing was 8th in the league last year. Red Wings power play was 18th. What did them in was they were just 2 for 20 against Boston in the playoffs. But Zetterberg and Datsyuk, as we know, were not healthy. And had something to do with that.
I don't think Darren Helm has seen power play time in 3 years. And he's out there right now.
Lead pass off the skate of Gus Nyquist. Finds Zetterberg, now to Helm, off his skate to stick. Out of the air, Zetterberg took a whack at it and missed it. Chara's there. De Keyser, good keep in. But then the Bruins' second attempt able to get it out to neutral ice. 50 seconds left in the penalty to Dennis Seidenberg. Former Western Michigan Bronco De Keyser gives one for Tatar. To Shan. In front of Rask. Grabbed by McQuaid.
Smart play.
And the rest of the way by Hamilton.
Sometimes a gamble, boy, when you throw it up there and you don't look, but he got a good glimpse by cheating early, and there was nobody home in the middle of the blue line.
Shots are 6-0 Detroit. Just past the halfway point. Opening period of this season for the Red Wings. Good keep in at the line by De Keyser. Swings it wide and finds Nestrasil. 5 to go in the man advantage for the Red Wings. De Keyser at the point. Took the shot. Knocked aside by Rask. Out of the box is Seidenberg. Hamilton turning for the Bruins. For number 54, McQuaid. Red Wings get a change as the Bruins lug it through the middle. 13-year veteran Seidenberg gets it in. Eriksson tipped one over for Conwall. Lead pass. Miller got his head up, spun around, but keeps on going. Drew Miller takes a long shot in off those lively backboards. Krug against another former Spartan. Miller, and Krug got his stick on that, up and out of play. We'll step out. Returning in a moment. No goals yet here at the Joe tonight on Fox Sports Detroit. Making his NHL debut is number 49, the native of the Czech Republic, Andrei Nestrasil, a third-round pick of the Red Wings from 2009. He says he taught Thomas Tatar everything he knows about the English language. When he first came over, he was living with Thomas, all part of your local Toyota dealer scouting report on Andrei Nestrasil, who enjoys classical music, rock climbing, and canoeing. And last season with Grand Rapids, 16 goals, 36 points. He mixed since the start of last year, has dropped 20 pounds. He was determined to make it in the National Hockey League, and lo and behold, he has.
Still pretty big for having dropped 20 pounds. He had a great training camp. He showed really, really good hands for a big man. Scored in the shootout. And he did enough to be able to have these coaches say, we're not sending him down. Mind you, he would have had to been put on waivers and protected. Couldn't protect him. So he probably would have got picked up by somebody else. But because of the Datsyuk injury, he at least is able to start the season so far.
And I was watching that shootout in Boston with Ken Holland, just watching the game, and I said, Mike Babcock's not going to use Andrei Nestrasil in the shootout, is he? He said, I don't know. And then when he scored a beautiful backhander on Rask, I said, you're keeping him now?
Yeah, right.
And I guess so, because he was terrific that night. It wasn't just a shootout. He was really good. So they'll get a look at him.
He seems to have, I got a funny feeling about this kid. Haven't hardly seen him but in training camp, but he seems to get it right away. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they find a way to keep him full-time on this roster, even when Datsyuk comes back. Oh, boy.
Give it away as Bergeron scores!
Oh, wow. What a shot.
Boy, he scored 3 against the Red Wings in the final preseason game in Boston on Saturday, and he just continues to score against Detroit.
Well, this looked like an unforced error. Let's take a look at it again. Yeah, Jonathan Eriksson trying to go up to the left wing, and he gets it by the first guy, but not the second guy, Bergeron. And watch what he does. He'll drop his shoulder and then rip it far side. When a goaltender moves to his right, it opens up the trapper on the other. Look at that. Perfect. What a shot. That's a goal scorer's shot, not a defensive center. Wow. No goalie stops that where it's up there right next to his shoulder. And the Bruins on a giveaway make it 1-0. Can't afford to do that with these guys.
Bergeron scored 30 goals last season to lead the Bruins and was second in points with 62. And on their first shot on goal, They lead this game 1-0 unassisted at 12:01. So Bergeron, the Selke Trophy winner, second time he's won that award as the league's best defensive forward last season, puts up offense.
That's a great shot by Bird. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Look at the whip on that. I mean, you just can't afford to turn the puck over inside your own zone like that. And when everybody's thinking you're going the other way, you got to make a better decision if you're big Jonathan Ericsson and go up the boards where it's much, much safer.
Back of the net, Boston with it is Smith.
Believe me, Ericsson feels worse than anybody else about that pass.
Back to the point it comes for Kevin Miller. Louis Eriksson with a couple of concussions last year for the Bruins really hampered his season. Eriksson in there reaching for it. On with Miller and Carl Soderberg. Soderberg's had some good chemistry with Louis Eriksson. Here's Tatar. For Sheahan, Tatar busts to the goal. Sheahan the shot, and Rask calmly out in front of the blue will hang on.
Well, you're at an angle like that across the face-off dot. Your percentages are pretty low that you're going to beat the goaltender. I thought he's going over here to Yurko, who was trailing in behind, but Sheahan had other things on his mind, and Rask at the top of the blue right there cuts it all down and gave him nothing to shoot at. Right-hand shot coming off the left wing might have something over top like Bergeron, over top of the catching glove of Rask like Bergeron did with Howard.
Nyquist races in to try to get to the puck. It's a bouncer at center. A good play there by Kendall to knock it away from an on-rushing Daniel Paille. Kendall in the lineup tonight. Ryan Lashoff, a healthy scratch for the Red Wings, as is Stephen Weiss and Dan Cleary. Pavel Datsyuk on the injured list. And we still don't know about Daniel Alfredsson yet, whether or not he'll return to the Red Wings at some point. Alfredsson tied with Kronwall last season with 49 points for the team lead. Fan packs are back. Get yours today to see the Wings take on Anaheim October 11th or these Bruins October 15th next Wednesday. You'll get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 soft drinks starting at $59 per game. Ticket executives are standing by at 313-471-7575 as Rask will hold on to that. And the Vezina Trophy winner from a season ago and under Claude Julien Mick, the third time the last 6 years a Boston goaltender has won the Vezina. You remember Tim Thomas?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, the system
Rask turned out to be pretty good.
I mean, yeah, Rask was a backup. But, I mean, their system is really good. It's very helpful to your goaltender. They don't put it on a platter very often like the Red Wings just did for the Bruins there.
Remember, the Maple Leafs had a choice at the time. It was going to be keeping Justin Pogge or Tuukka Rask, and they dealt Rask to Boston, and the rest, as they say, is history. As is Justin Pogge.
You never know, young players.
Yeah, that's right.
Goalies.
It's patience and the overripe issue, as we've often talked about with this Red Wing organization, how they like to wait. Spooner gets checked. As Brendan Smith will settle things down with the Kaiser. Zetterberg coming over the boards, along with Abdelkader and Franzen. Zetterberg's shot went off the stick of Chara and out of play. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. All right, Trevor, and there's Gus Nyquist, one of 6 Red Wings who weren't with the team at the start of last season, and they are now. And remember, Nyquist began last year in Grand Rapids. The numbers game: Sheahan, Tatar, Yurko, Helm, Nestrasil. None were with the Red Wings to start last year. Helm was injured in a season that 9 Red Wings made their debuts last year. What a year it was to still get in the playoffs for a 23rd consecutive season, longest active streak. Brought in by Riley Smith, checked at the line. Abdelkader punches one past Chara. As Bergeron is back to get it. The Bruins captain, a lead pass for Riley Smith. Abdelkader for Zetterberg. Carries through, Krug on him. Tatar able to steal the puck, threw it in front.
Oh, boy.
And Brendan Smith had come in, but the puck was behind him. A race for it the other way as Krug goes down ice to try to prevent an icing, but he could not.
Okay, a chance to take a look at our Flagstar Bank Star Watch. And there it is. Happy birthday to Henrik Zetterberg, 34 years old today. And another one of those drafts by the Red Wings that, wow, way down the list. Not in the top 20, that's for sure. And has he ever turned out to be a Warrior in a hockey uniform? Boy, oh boy. And they missed him last year. He and Datsuk both missing so many games with injury. Franzen missed a ton. Helm missed a ton. Howard missed a bunch.
Well, Datsuk and Zetterberg only played 29 games together last season. Back for De Keyser. Henrik missing 37 due to the injury, the back woes, and 3 playoff games.
They both only played 45 games, but a lot of those games they were in together, they weren't 100% either. So when your top dogs go down, boy, it's awfully tough.
Maybe the most impressive thing about Zetterberg is his points per game, career, regular season, and playoffs are virtually the same. Just under 1. McQuaid. Ahead for Eriksson out to center. Picked up there by Sheahan.
Boy.
Kindle smart to let that go.
Quick thinking.
Yeah, nearly too many men.
Those are the kind of things that cause you real headaches. Decisions have to be made. You could see he wanted to touch it, but he recognized late that he couldn't, or it would have been too many men.
Tipped through by Nyquist, played there by Tuukka Rask, and a trapezoid that is 2 feet wider on each side this year. Nyquist trying to steal it, giving the goaltenders more room to play it or more room to mess up.
Boston.
Whatever your point of view.
Yeah, true. Boston's really dumping the puck out a lot. They haven't created anything at all except on the giveaway to Bergeron to make it 1-0.
Remember, the Bruins are in game mode. They played last night at home. The Red Wings have to get the rust out. They haven't played yet, so how will the advantage come in Detroit's favor maybe as this game plays along?
Yeah, you think there should be some fatigue there, but they didn't get in here till late.
Esterso missed that, and it will be an icing, and the face-off back into Red Wing territory. Brendan Smith didn't like the call, trying to dispute it. Esterso saying the same thing. The veteran Danny Leroux says no. Face-off's coming back here, so the Red Wings cannot change here. Boston can. So Brendan Smith has to come back. And remember, no more delay tactics with the new rules this year. Who's ever in there to take the face-off has to stay in there. You can't get punched out, gain some seconds. If Glendening were to get tossed out of the circle, he's got to stay in there and take it anyway. And if somebody moves a second time, there would be a penalty to Detroit. So not kicking out so fast to buy time.
It should be a major advantage to people like Bergeron.
That deflected high on the way through to Howard.
Interference, Boston.
Yep, get a penalty coming as Howard is knocked down on the play.
Boston penalty number 20. 2 minutes for goaltender.
Daniel Paille, goaltender interference. There's no question about Howard going down. Let's see how he went down. De Keyser was with him right there. Oh yeah, so the Boston Bruins will argue that De Keyser tapped him into Jimmy Howard. But you don't have to do much anymore with the goaltenders to get a penalty. Play like that, they're going to go with the interference call.
Well, in our open from ice level, and you looking so dapper in your flannel tux, you told us how power plays going to be huge tonight. Red Wings get their second now. Zetterberg chipping it back to the line and a race for it. Good job by Kronwall just to keep in a bouncer. Helm quickly back, but nowhere near front.
You know, right? What that is there is a plan where somebody's supposed to be, like a quarterback leading a receiver, and that's the one reason I don't like some of that stuff. You can't always be where you're expected to be. You got to basically feel where everybody's at.
Here's Helm with a shot and a save by Rask, and up high into the netting and out of play.
Darren Helm is getting some time in this power play to try to use his speed to open things up. There's the power play last year, basically under halfway at 18, only 18%. 2 for 20 versus Boston. That hurt him bad. Boston had 6 on the other side.
They did 6 for 16.
Games, yeah.
They were 37%.
Yeah.
That went into the Bruin bench, so the face-off will come back.
Well, in any given night in the NHL these days, you can go from 4 to 8 power plays. You really have to have good special teams to win. It's hard to win without them. Red Wing penalty killing wasn't all that bad. It got better in the second half, but the power play could be a lot better.
Here's De Keyser with a shot that just went wide.
Sometimes, too, Ken, it's not just pure numbers either. It's when you can get these goals to change momentum around and get your team feeling good and the other team on their heels.
Nestrasil stayed with it around Duchesne. Those good hands back in front. Bounced before Tatar could get a stick on.
Look at the puck to sit down. Look at this thing rolling all over the place.
Tatar back and out of the reach of even a tall man like Danny De Keyser. He'll circle back with a half minute left in this power play. 1:05 to go in the opening period. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you and our Fox Sports Detroit crew. Glad you're with us tonight on opening night for the Red Wings as Chara's got it. It went off Zetterberg and they carry on Marchand. Shooting, and Jimmy Howard came way out on that.
Oh boy, Marchand was going to the same spot that Bergeron went, and Howard this time said no, and Marchand is one of the biggest pests since Kenny Linsman in this game today. But what an effective player he is. There's a high look at it. Zetterberg again, picking him up and laying him down, picking up the loose man to take the pass away and leave the shooter to the goaltender. Wow.
Marchand with 20 goals last year for the third time in his career, and yet he's gone 20 consecutive playoff games without scoring a goal. Oh, he struggled in that department. He scored 25 during the regular season last year, just 1 on the power play. Pretty good numbers at even strength for Marchand. So the Red Wings 0 for 2 on the power play. 24 seconds to go in the first period.
I don't know the official count, 9-5 of the shots, but I'd say Boston's had more quality scoring chances than Detroit, with only 5 shots on goal. Big man Milan Lucic,
who was basically playing with a bad wrist in the playoffs last year and had to have that attended to during the offseason, so he's not up to snuff just yet. Maybe that's what angered him in the handshake line with Weiss. In front of the goal, and Nestrasil had a chance. Came in on Rask again. Chara's got it.
Boy, Darren Helm was complaining to the referee. He got cranked to the left of Tuukka Rask. He's still going to the referee, trying to figure out how did you not see what's going on there. He's really upset.
Coming up in our Ram first intermission, we'll have stats and highlights. The Red Wings missed scoring chances, and Helm still going at it. And John Keating with Nick Kronwall. But before we do that, we'll take you back to the studio and Trevor Thompson.
Thank you to Mike and Marian Ilitch for your ongoing commitment to Detroit and its fans.
I loved my Honda Civic, but the time came for a new car. So I looked around and decided to leave my Honda for a new Honda. The Accord, Civic, and CR-V all have EcoAssist, plus an Econ button for better fuel efficiency. Driving a Honda can save you a lot of money over time and fuel costs, so I got a personal trainer. Oh!
No churros.
Don't want the churros!
Start something special with a fuel-efficient Accord, Civic, or CR-V from Honda. KBB.com's most trusted brand. At your Honda dealer.
Back live to Joe Louis Arena here, 1-0 after 20 minutes of play by the Boston Bruins. Darren Helm, an unhappy camper at the end of the first period, and here's the reason why. He's had back issues more than once. Watch this area of the ice. He's going to make contact with McQuaid here. That's not a big deal. But when number 33, Chara, comes into the scene, watch what happens. Boom! He levels him. Now that doesn't look too bad from that angle. Watch this angle. Oh boy, right in the small of the back, above the pants. That is a nasty, nasty, vicious cross-check. And Helm is wondering, why didn't you see it? Not sure what he's pointing to his mouth about or not, but
I think he was
nonetheless.
pointing to his eyes saying, how did you not see
Oh,
that?
okay.
I think he's right, Mick. How did he not?
I know he was standing right behind the net, but
Yep.
I mean, Helm's had back issues. That's a pretty nasty play from a big guy that weighs about 270 pounds. And I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, looking at this stuff. In the old days, I know what you would do, but you can't do that today.
No.
They throw you out. You hit him over the head. Very simple. Straighten him out. Say, you do that again, you're going to eat this lumber or composite or whatever they call it.
Pause it now.
But you can't do that today. So it's like, Helms, what do you do for protection? And the guy hits you from behind like that, and he's twice your size. Gee, unbelievable.
Well, you could always do a Brendan Smith, but that may not be wise. Try to fight him.
Well, I'm wondering, you got to get that first good one in. You got
That's right.
Get a good
The
lick
bigger
in.
they are, the harder they
That's
fall.
right, yeah.
Boom.
I ain't
We
waiting.
can only hope.
I ain't waiting for you, big boy.
That's right. Zetterberg, giveaway. Marchand, put it back to the line. Bergeron goes after it. There's a penalty coming here. Both are going to go. They'll be offsetting. Speaking of Brendan Smith and Zdeno Chara, let's take you back to Game 2, Round 1, Stanley Cup playoffs last spring.
Look at the size of this guy. Brendan Smith, 6'2", 200 pounds. Chara's 6'7", and what makes it worse is he's laughing at him. I mean, that just drives you nuts.
And you know, and many in Boston, as tough as Chara can be, many Bruins supporters think he should be tougher. But he just thinks I could toy with half of them. I'm not going to really do it.
Like Lurch.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
nice guy off the ice. Real big in training in the mountains and all that kind of stuff. Has gone overseas on missions to help the less fortunate and all kinds of good things like that. But boy, when you got to play against this guy, the only one way to protect yourself against a guy like that is with your stick. You got to get it up and protect your space.
Shane carries in as the teams are four aside. Shot sails off the glass. Kevin Miller, number 86 for the Bruins, a California native.
My. Oh, they're not going to like this.
Penalty coming.
It's going to be 4-on-3 to boot. I don't know if Tatar did. Boston Bruins should be giving the puck to Detroit right now.
Rask has no idea yet. Now he does. He'll go to the bench once the Bruins gain control of the center. So an extra skater
Why
here for
wouldn't they
Boston.
give it to them?
Tip back Soderberg in front.
Boy, to get more time with a 4-on-3, you got to be thinking better than that. Why not? Especially when you're back in your own zone.
Detroit 21, minor penalty.
Minor is the key word here. Watch the stick of Tatar. It just barely got touched. That's the old corkscrew kind of play. Barely touched it, lost his footing, and just unfortunate. But here we go in a 4-on-3 for a minute 18, if nothing else.
So Boston got a power play goal last night from Riley Smith on the power play here. A power play that finally improved last season. A lot of that came with big Zdeno Chara in front of the net. And with Krug and Dougie Hamilton, Krug's got it now. Spooner, back to Krug. Chara goes down low with it. Gets it back from Smith. Krug to Spooner. To Krug, and a shot sailed off his stick and off the glass.
This is where they'd like to have a right-handed guy out there. Both Krug and Chara are left-handed, so they can't really one-time it like they do.
And one of the guys they had to move because of cap reasons, Johnny Boychuk to the Islanders for 2 second-round picks, is a bomb back there on the blue line.
Yep.
Here's Riley Smith.
And don't we know the Red Wings would love to have a right-handed shooting defenseman if they could. But they don't grow on trees. Here comes the switch. They're looking for a one-timer from probably Chara. They can get it.
He's got it now. Oh, and it squeaked through Howard and hit the post.
Wow. Good luck on his side there. That may be a good sign. Under the glove and gone.
Chara with a good keep in at the line. In for Spooner. Krug to Chara. To Spooner.
Take Chara away.
Far side and mishandled by Krug to Chara. He's won that hardest shot competition in the NHL skills. Krug down low. That sailed off the stick of Smith. A good save by Howard with the stick off Chara.
Wow. And the coincidental minors expire, so the Red Wings escape a vicious 4-on-3 for a minute and 18 seconds. Oh, yeah. Off the top of the goal stick. And this big guy, oh my God, well over 100 miles an hour. Hit him in the gut. It trickled under his elbow and caught the post. And if that goes in, I don't like what I'm going to hear. I'll tell you right now. but that shot may have ripped his equipment.
Well, Chara, who's had the hardest shot in the league, at 10 power play goals last season, most by a Bruin since 2009. 10 of his 17 came on the man advantage, and again, they're using that big body in front of goaltenders to screen, not all at the point.
Yeah, a lot of them came from pucks that were right in tight and rebounds, and he had actually showed some pretty good hand.
He did.
For a guy 6'7", pulling the puck to the side and then going up. Over 7 feet with skates on.
Yeah, 6'9" and then 7 feet with skates, sure.
And depending on the kind of equipment issue we got here, Gustafsson may have to come in. They're not going to wait too long for this. Paul Boyer, 22 years in the NHL, 21 with Detroit. Looks like he's got Howard fixed up and ready to rock and roll.
Paulie Boyer with New Jersey before the Red Wings. Our predictions for tonight's Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger for only $2 are. I've got Henrik Zetterberg only because it's his birthday.
Yep,
well, I take him anyway. You got Gus Nyquist, and John Keating has Jimmy Howard.
Well, Nyquist had 28 last year.
That led the Red Wings. Thomas Tatar was next with 19.
Torrey Krug. Torrey Krug said something to Howard as he skated by him. Had Jimmy looking over his shoulder. Krug is always happy to play in here. He's got family and friends watching, if not in the building on Fox Sports Detroit here. We're 90 miles up the road, not even 90 miles, really 60 miles up the road.
Here's a break is fed over here to Glendenning. Out along with Miller. And Krug has it. The CCHA well represented on the ice here tonight. Former CCHA, now the team's part of the Big Ten. Drew Miller, Brendan Smith, Wisconsin grad. Time winding down on the penalty to Tatar. Boston still with it on the power play. Milan Lucic. Pass Soderberg to the point. To Hamilton, to Krug. Dougie Hamilton with a shot. Knocked down. Tatar out of the box. Red Wings back at full strength. Brendan Smith bumped by Louis Eriksson. From Milan Lucic to Soderberg. Taken away and moved ahead. Tatar with a burst of speed. Krug is back for Boston. Tatar delays. Late man. There's a shot. Stopped by Rask. Off Abdelkader. Fighting for it. Zetterberg's got it. Swinging it back to the line to Kaiser. Shooting. Scores!
Well, 4 minutes in, roughly, it's 1-1. Tuukka Rask is unfazed. Abdelkader cutting across the front of the net to Kaiser with all kinds of time. Here comes Abdelkader right there in the back. It hit something and went up over the left arm of Rask. Usually you can tell by a player. That might have hit a Boston Bruin in front of the net. Might have been Krug. But it definitely hit somebody and went up over his catching glove. Or Abby in the rear end. We'll wait and see.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No buts about that, for sure.
It's a 1-1 tie. Nyquist looked in front. Crowd into it now.
That's got him going.
Fraser for Boston. Over the stick of McQuaid. Helm using that great speed to try to force a turnover. Seidenberg feathered it along. Kelly back in front. The Bruins, McQuaid. Offside is Paille.
Well, let's take a look at it. This puck, double deflection. The Kaiser with the shot. It's going to hit Krug's stick right there, and then it's going to hit Abdelkader's stick right there and go into the top corner. I think Abby's going to get the goal. Krug unlucky, and De Kaiser will get an assist, but more importantly, the building's alive, and it's 1-1.
Justin Abdelkader, 70 games last season, 10 goals, 28 points, a personal best in points for him. And he also had 3 game-winning goals. Also, 147 shots, a personal best. Well, That one may or may not, won't count as a shot, but it is on goal, and it is a goal. Even if he didn't shoot it, he'll get it. And the play will be stopped, and the faceoff will come back in the Boston zone. 4:54 gone, second period. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. Shots are 12-7 Detroit's favor. And Applicator has the Red Wings in a 1-1 tie now. That goal coming, the first of the season for the Red Wings at 3:52.
They've almost looked a little bit reluctant at times and nervous in this game, Ken. The giveaway in the first period by Jonathan Ericsson and Boston taking advantage of that. But they've mishandled a lot of plays, Detroit, and haven't been able to create scoring chances because of it. But they're better here in the last few minutes.
Glendening got held, but got it back to the line for DeKeyser. Joachim Anderson against Miller, and then Drew Miller for Detroit. Kevin Miller out there for Boston. To the point, the shot. Knocked away by Rask. Kevin Miller turned back there by the forecheck of Luke Glendening.
The kind of pressure these guys need to put on. Well, the defense pinch in there. There's your cover-up by Miller, another forward. That's the third time in about 15 minutes we've seen a forward cover up for a Detroit defenseman. That's not by an accident, Ken. That's by design. They want Detroit aggressive defensively.
Smith with a good pass off the stick of Johan Franzen. Franzen in the best shape of his National Hockey League career. One of the best in the Red Wings up in Traverse City in fitness testing. Franzen's got it now, wants to prove to the fans in Detroit, he said, he's not just a one-dimensional player. If he doesn't score, there's so much else he does. He wants to put up that 25-goal season that he's averaged through his career, 25 to 30. But it's those lengthy slumps, he says he still does more than just not score when it's not going in for him. Franzen in front, there it is! Great pass, great save!
What a stop.
What a stop on the birthday boy by Tuukka Rask.
Big Franzen there, you see, couldn't have the puck taken away from him. He protected it with his body. And a nice setup for Zetterberg. Point blank, and Rask was there.
Good feed by Franzen to Zetterberg again. Rask will come out and play it. And Franzen finished his check on Louis Eriksson. Bouncing puck for Payet. Hindle took his ice away, and he's going to get a penalty for it, I believe. This could be Kittle for interference. Denny LaRue's made the call. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Boston Bruins will go to the power play, and it doesn't take much in the NHL to get an interference call. There's one by Kindle. That wasn't enough. There's the second one. He cuts him off there. Not much question about the way they want to call it, for sure. And watch Zetterberg here. He stays out away from everybody. All this room for Franzen to protect the puck and get it to him. Point blank. That is a AAA scoring chance. And Rask made a beauty of a save.
Glendening won that draw from Spooner. Get some more ice time in the absence of the injured David Krejci. Howard out to stop that. Glendening's got it. So Krug and Riley Smith back for Boston. On this man advantage with Chara up front. With Spooner and Lucic. Lucic goes after it. Kronwall closes on him, intercepted by Eriksson. And a good angle off the boards past Torrey Krug. Boston's power play this year minus Jerome McGinley. He was a big factor last year in them doing so well. That's way offside. McGinley had a 30-goal season. And he shared the team lead with Patrice Bergeron in goals last year. The Bruins, not many changes, but some. And Jerome McGinley now with Colorado. Johnny Boychuk, as mentioned, traded last week to the Islanders for a couple of second-round picks. David Krejci with a knee issue will miss the first week or maybe more. And Sean Thornton, their tough guy, has gone to Florida. And I know, Mick, you're probably bemoaning the fact that fighting is likely being eased out of this game on its own in time. And it's just team toughness now that the Red Wings have preached for a long time. Not that they've been tough, just playing these power plays to your advantage.
You know, I don't have a problem with fighting not being in the game. And I never particularly liked it myself.
Really?
No, I mean, only fought when I had to, but
I'm not saying you, but I've fought through the years. You loved it.
well, yeah, I enjoy it to watch it. It's lots of fun. Probert, Kosher, I had the great pleasure to call all their fights, or most of them anyway. That was a good time in Red Wing history. However, I worry about people taking liberties in the game that shouldn't be taking them when they don't have to defend themselves. I mean, it's a dangerous place to go, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know.
Well, with the introduction of the visors, and will this be icing? No, it won't be, because Boston got there first and continue on the power play. But with the introduction of visors and the worry of concussions, and Toronto, which has always preached that, and
I get that.
Others are gone now, so many are following this Red Wing model. Your third and fourth lines have to be able to play more than 2 minutes a night.
I just wonder. I don't think I wonder. I know. More guys have got concussions from body slams than they do from punches in the head. Many
Probably
more.
true.
Yep.
So
should be looking at everything.
both teams have failed on a couple of power play tries tonight. Abdelkader swinging it ahead for Nyquist. Trying to get that puck to settle down. Rask will move one for Dennis Seidenberg. He missed the final 44 games last season and the playoffs with that MCL and ACL tear. Nyquist, who was on a tear after January 20th, the most prolific scorer in the National Hockey League, was number 14 for the Red Wings. Over Paille's stick, and this will in fact be icing against the Bruins. Shots are 13-8 for Detroit, approaching the halfway point in this game. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Detroit Red Wings have won 6 President Trophies. Most points in the league during the regular season, the most since the trophy came into being in 1986. 7 others have 2, including Boston last season. Tatar couldn't bury that one, and then Yurko's attempt went just wide. Quincy back in for Tatar, lets it go behind. Yurko couldn't catch up to it. Got a piece of Seidenberg on the turnback. Matt Fraser. He'll lift the looper back to the Detroit zone where Kindle will settle it and take refuge behind Howard out the other side, and a pass ahead and failed to click there with Yurko. Chara move.
He fell down over their size 15 skates.
Lucic getting in around Smith. To the point for Chara. Howard the save. Brendan Smith out of the pocket and up the middle. For Riley Sheahan. Well enough to nudge it deep.
This is what I'm talking about right there. Play like that. You want to just get possession, dump it in once you gain the line, and he miscued. Detroit is almost nervous, I'd say. I don't want to use that word because I don't think that's it, but ooh, there's a cross check. Got away with that. But they're just not hitting it on cylinders right now.
Henrik Zetterberg. His pass hit the skate of Soderberg. Bronson to Zetterberg. Took the shot. Soderberg around. Kelly chases. Eriksson moved in. A near steal by Nyquist. Torrey Krug. A terrific off-season of training. Like Mickey, stays away from the gluten products if possible. I said, how you doing with that? He said, best I can. Conwall, lead pass. Helm is in. To Abdelkader. Shot is blocked. Loose at the line for Kindle. Toward the goal, knocked down in front. Kevin Miller couldn't clear for Boston, but they regain control now.
You know, the last 6-7 minutes, the Red Wings have had the Bruins on their heels.
Good pass, Krug ahead. Riley Smith can't get through Kindle. Brad Marchand turning with it. Kindle delays, made the play, but miscued there, and it'll go for an icing.
He wanted to make the play to the right side. Thought about it a second too long, and that's all it takes in this game at this level for a play to break down and a hole to close. And then it's too late, and you end up icing the puck, and they don't like that. A nice read there by Kindle to come out of his own zone. He's coming up here. He's got lots of time, no challenges. He's wanting to look over to the right side, and then he's like, well, by the time you hesitate in this game, it's all gone. the abdicator at his back, but he could have led him, and it was too late, and now you got an icing in your own zone face-off.
But here he makes amends for it. And chipped in by Abdicator, and now the Red Wings can get the change they wanted.
When we talk about decisions having to be made in a split second, that's a good example of it right there.
Giveaway here by the Bruins. Riley Sheahan capitalizing on that. Looks across, the one-timer. Rask got it. Somewhat awkwardly off the Tatar shot.
He thought it got through.
Seidenberg just dumped at the center. Knocked down by DeKeyser. Tatar had nowhere to go, but now found an open Sheahan, who's got a great shot. He gets in a position to let it go.
Another miscue.
Here's Brendan Smith. A good little fake.
stop.
Down goes Marchand, right to the goal. Hit a body in front. Sheahan back of the net. Played it in front. Boy, he's got nifty hands. Riley Sheahan, good play there. It's tied at 1, second period. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well, Brendan Smith is a guy that drew a lot of attention for giveaways at times. The last couple of years, a young defenseman learning his trade. He's had a really good period and a half here tonight. He's had a good training camp. The coaches like the way he's playing the game. He's using his experience now to make plays like this. And he keeps doing this, I'm telling you right now. The key to the Red Wings isn't necessarily 55 and 52. It's going to be DeKeyser and Smith. If those two can play like veteran players, and Smith's well on his way, and DeKeyser looks much, much more experienced than his year and a half in the league, Red Wings are going to have something to work with, boy, I'll tell you.
Good face-off win there that resulted in a Kindle shot on goal. Bronson looks in front. Trying to jam it in.
Is it?
They say yes.
I don't know.
Not yet from the referee, though. The crowd says yes, but it's first and goal.
Look out. Look out. Start shoving and pushing. Let's go. And there's the big boy, 33 in the middle of it. How can you miss him? Go. Every goal in the NHL is reviewed in every game.
And you heard the horn. The Situation Room in Toronto wants to talk here. They want to get a look at that, and they'll hear from the referee to tell him his opinion, but he did not signal a goal.
That's a good thing. It doesn't have to be definitive. Where the heck is the puck? It's under his behind his left pad. Question is it over the line? You can't shove the goalie in the pad into the net. He's half into the net, right there, on his own. Now is that okay? Roll that back, guys. I think I saw the puck right in this area, right there, which is outside the goal line. At least for that moment, it is. When they make a call, goal or not goal, it has to be definitive the other way to call it off. Now, watch this thing go. Comes to the front. His pads are like this. Now, go ahead, guys, a little further if you can. His helmet's in the way right there, but I think it's underneath there. There it is, right there. Right there is the puck. So I don't think it ever did get over the line. Yeah, there's the puck right there.
The ruling on the ice stands. The puck is not going net before the whistle.
Before the whistle, okay.
Well, and there's more leeway now with what is a good hockey goal. You know, we've always had the referee with the intent to blow the whistle.
Right.
They've also talked about that, so that may not be the case anymore either. There will be discussion in Toronto, etc. on it. It's a good hockey goal, and the ref lost sight of it, and it's in long before. That intent to blow the whistle won't necessarily apply.
Tuukka Rask just said to the referee, just to make it sure, he said, yeah, it was on my left leg, behind my left pad, and you made the right call. Tell the boys in Toronto or New York, thanks very much. Good stuff.
Yeah, those calls were done in Toronto.
Why is the face-off coming out? Because Detroit knocked the net off.
I'll tell you why. Or the defenseman came in after the play of the face-off.
Yeah, and the scrum, that's right. Well, somebody sharpened up right near the end and said, hey, wait a minute, what happened to that? We're all worried about the puck being in or out. The referee just took a major dive. Center ice. Franzen hooked down, and that'll be a penalty.
Brad Meyer has a call.
Wow. It's a busy time for the ref. Wow. Boy, Detroit pressure in this second period has been really obvious.
7-2 for Slash.
right off the face-off. Puck doesn't get out. 3 Red Wings go to the net. 2 guys, wow, but 6 slashes on Franzen. They got their money's worth there. Holy mackerel. Bergeron. Oh boy. It's a terrible thing when you get on the ice like this and you got no stick to hold you up. I don't know what I'd do without a stick in my hand. Huh?
The good news with Bergeron in the box is the Bruins lose the best faceoff man in the National Hockey League and one of the top penalty killers. So the Red Wings take advantage here. Draw 1 by Sheahan. A race to get over and kept in by Yurko. With Nestrasil, Tatar, and Danny DeKeyser, the first Bell Tire power play unit for the Red Wings. Shots are 17-9 Detroit. In a 1-1 tie. Bergeron and Abdelkader, the goal scorers. Here's Nestrasil in his first National Hockey League game. Andre Nestrasil, number 49, native of the Czech Republic. That pass too hot to handle for Tatar.
Nice
Now
play.
Tatar's got it. Closed down, the save made, loose in front. DeKeyser shooting. He had a helper on the first goal. And now he'll go to the bench and a change as Kronwall comes on for him.
Crowd ever into it now, eh? Every shot.
The Bruins only allowed 20 last night in their win over Philadelphia. They've allowed 18 tonight thus far. Red Wings have given up just 9. Here's Zetterberg. Knocked away, but good recovery by the Red Wing captain. Helms got it. Back in front.
Oh.
Bingo. Nyquist!
Well, perseverance would be the word of the day here. Zetterberg is stripped of the puck, but he fights like crazy to get it back. And that sets everything up in front of the net. Darren Helm with a beautiful read to get it to Nyquist. He hit it at a bad angle and he knew it. And Nyquist right in front of the net gets his first. No chance for Rask. Red Wing power play goal and the lead 2-1. What a play by Zetterberg to regain the puck after he lost it on the near boards.
So a power play goal, and remember, Nyquist didn't start the season with Detroit last year, just the numbers game, and when he did play, he had just 1 goal his first 18. He's got 1 in game 1 on his second shot. Near boards, Eriksson helped to keep it in.
This pressure, eh?
Red Wings with a 2-1 lead. And remember, Nyquist's shooting percentage last year was over 18%. It was ungodly. Came out the other side, and now he's got 1 goal on 2 shots tonight.
Good.
Keep shooting. That's what they want him to do. Helm and Franzen given the assist at 14:46. A Bell Tire power play goal. Lucic. Sheahan was hounding him on the way back. Good block by Brendan Smith. Chara came back to Tatar. Moved it ahead. Sheahan cut back to the middle for Yurko.
You could just see these kids, the more they feel confident, the more they're going to try crazy things. And eventually they're going to get away with it.
Remember
that creativity is incredible.
And the start of last year when all those kids weren't playing, as we said, and Mike Babcock did not like his lack of team speed, but he's got a lot of it now.
This pressure has been really too much for the Bruins in this period to handle. Detroit's had them bogged down the whole period after the 5-minute mark.
Eriksson, one-timer blocked in front. Marchand checked by Abdelkader. And Marchand recovered. 3 Bruins are up. Bergeron with Smith. Bergeron to Smith.
Nice
Great
back
recovery by Eriksson. Franzen. Into the Bruins zone in deep. Bergeron bumped him, coming Abdelkader. Franzen's got it. Looked in front, went off his skate. Dougie Hamilton cleared it. out of play. And there's going to be a penalty here.
He's pointing, but he's pointing outside.
Away a game to Boston. Gus Nyquist, 2-1 Red Wings.
Thanks, Trevor. A moment ago, Zetterberg, watch him. He lost the puck down here on the near boards. It was overskated briefly by Cunningham, and Zetterberg stayed with it, retrieved the puck, got it back, made the play to the middle, and let her go from there, boys. It ends up down in the corner. Helm, here comes the guy late. Nobody turned around. Bang, it's in the back of the net. Nice play by Zetterberg to keep it all alive.
And there was no penalty on that last play. Deflected out. The linesman came over and told the referee no. It went off.
It went off a Red Wing, and the face-off as a result came outside the line. That's what they were pointing to, not to the penalty box.
Rask will come out. Dennis Seidenberg. Up the right wing boards for Boston. 2.5 to go, second period. To the net, good leg drag there by Brendan Smith. Point to Kevin Miller. Tipped in front of the goal. Soderberg went down. Louis Eriksson to the line. Wide of the net, off the backboards for Carl Soderberg. Back to the point. Miller another shot. Missed the target. Torrey Krug moved in. Checked by Gus Nyquist.
Wow.
Darren Helm got it right on goal.
That's the first time in the whole period with 1 minute and 54 to go that the Bruins have had spent any more than 30 seconds in the Detroit zone.
They put a lot of emphasis on zone time offensively, does Boston. Krug shot sailed wide. Kindle knocked it down back of the net, then got knocked down. Quincy, dangerous play in front of his own goal, but had help. Joachim Anderson. Glendening moving in. Rask stabbed at it. Chara's got it. With that huge reach ahead for Paille. Knocked down at center by Anderson. Glove by Chara, taken by Detroit. Just onside. Miller a shot. Blocker saved by Rask. Quincy. Hit a leg. Drew Miller. He was terrific in the preseason, the final game in Boston. Many scoring chances that night. When he's out there more often than not, he does the right play.
Look out.
That was Bobby Robbins in his second National Hockey League game, putting the hit on for the Bruins.
It's a great story when we get a chance to tell you about it.
Sure is. Here comes Eriksson. Back in front. Taken by Fraser. Out with Spooner and Lucic.
It's offside.
Spooner just offside, yes.
Yep. One too many moves by Spooner, and the big guy, 17, Lucic is offside.
You can build your own Red Wings 10 or 20 game plan starting as low as $350 and enjoy savings off box office prices, plus exclusive season ticket holder benefits. For more information, ticket executives are standing by at 313-471-7575 now. Zetterberg with Abdelkader and Franzen, Kronwall and Eriksson. In the absence of Eriksson late last season in the playoffs, that's when Brendan Smith really came into his own paired with Kronwall. Eriksson back with Kronwall to start this season.
Well, I think, yeah, it would certainly be an advantage for Smith to play with Kronwall. It would be an advantage for anybody, but I think Kronwall and Eriksson are at their best when they're together. That's why Smith and DeKeyser could be a real key here for the Red Wings this year.
As the second period comes to its conclusion, the Red Wings, who trailed by 1 after 1, get 2 in period 2, and the crowd likes to hear the Joe. Our MGM second intermission. Johan Franzen makes an impact, and the highlights coming your way as well as we send it to the studio with Trevor.
Thank you to Mike and Marian Ilitch for your ongoing commitment to Detroit and its fans.
Watch MHSAA Football Friday Overtime, only on Fox Sports Detroit.
you want me to
To this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, telecommunication to the public, or other unauthorized use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Detroit Red Wings is prohibited. Hanson's brings you the report card on the history between the Red Wings and the Bruins. The first home opener versus Boston back in 1926, the last one at Olympia in 73 that the Red Wings won 9-4. This is the 98th National Hockey League season. Claude Julien's team, the Boston Bruins, the oldest American franchise. Justin Abdelkader, the Red Wings in a tie game in that second period from Franzen and DeKeyser. And then Gus Nyquist untied it from Helm and Franzen, 2-1. And that's where we stand right now. Nyquist's goal was a power play goal. Jimmy Howard defending the goal to our right. Jonathan Ericsson with a safe play out to center. It was the Ericsson miscue on the only Boston goal from Patrice Bergeron that gave the Bruins a 1-0 lead in the first. Brad Marchand, who was stoned by Jimmy Howard in his very nice left-hand save. Marchand coming out of the corner with it. That was in the first period. The Bruins scored in their first shot of the game. The Red Wings had 20 through 40. Boston with 10. Brendan Smith leading the Red Wings in ice time tonight. 14:40 through 2 periods. 40 seconds more than Nick Kronwall. Played so no icing by Rask. Centering shot, ricocheted back. Tatar to the line, and a Kaiser shot hit a body sailed wide. Yurko bumping there with Louis Eriksson. Brendan Smith will shoot it back in. Red Wings tag up, and now can go in after it.
Isn't that an interesting stat, that he's ahead of Kronwall and Eriksson? That tells you what the coaches are thinking of him and the way he's playing. Good for him.
Brought in by Kelly, dropped back to Soderberg, saved by Howard. It was a play that seemed to come out of nowhere. Jimmy Howard with a good stop. Nyquist using his body to persist. And there's a penalty coming here, though, slashing behind the play, Brendan Smith. Brad Meyer making the call.
Well, he was standing there watching it. And Smith wondered,
number 2 minutes for slashing.
Why me? When the two of us were tied up. Good save by Howard here through some traffic. Now, Smith gets all tied up, and Eriksson, and they're all spearing away at the puck. See? Right here. Oh, okay. And he swung the stick, and he got caught for basically retaliating. That's usually what happens. He didn't like the fact that the Bruins forward Kelly was spearing away in his midsection.
Who would?
Trying to get the puck. Yeah, right, exactly. Trying to make him a soprano. And he swung a stick in anger and got caught. So Kelly had the big goal last night with just minutes left in that game against Philly to win it 2-1.
He missed 25 games last season and the entire playoffs due to injury. Kronwall off the kick plate. Bergeron able to intercept. Riley Smith had it knocked away by Drew Miller. He and Glendening go off. Joachim Andersen and Justin Abdelkader come on for the Red Wings. Hamilton couldn't get through. Abdelkader clears it down. Tuukka Rask. Dougie Hamilton.
Going in
First round pick, 9th overall, 2011, sends it in. What a huge upside he's got.
What a nice little play right here.
Abdelkader
Wow.
sends it along. Keeps on going as Hamilton went to hit him. Krug is there to recover for Boston. Blew a tire. Marchand. Lucic couldn't find it. The Kaiser able to. Torrey Krug with it.
There's a giveaway.
Lucic couldn't catch up to that pass, and that allows Detroit to send it down. Krug, the undrafted free agent signing of the Bruins, brings it to center. Played a lot of years in this building through his time at Michigan State.
With these loose pucks. There's what's happening here, and starting in the second period. Detroit coming up with a lot more loose pucks than the Bruins.
Glendening. Krug went heavily into the boards. Glendening took a hit, made the play. Zetterberg. Penalty over to Brendan Smith. Crowd appreciates the effort of the Red Wings here. These teams will meet again next Wednesday night here at the Joe. Boston playing 6 games the first 9 nights, 2 against the Red Wings. Red Wings are the very top month of October, but a much more spread out schedule than the Bruins. All the opponents this month for Detroit are tough, including the LA Kings, defending Cup champs. They took it on the chin to San Jose last night in their banner-raising night.
Did they ever?
I don't know if you call that redemption for San Jose after you're up 3-0 in a series, but they'll take the win.
Well, you gotta look at some of the kids that are in the lineup here tonight in the Boston power play. They dump the puck in, and watch the way they play this thing. Hold it right there, gang. De Kaiser with his reach is going to get there first. Go ahead. He tips it back to the Ward. Anderson. Then he plays the puck right away to another guy, Quincy, who bails him out. Coming to give him a pass. Here comes Abdelkader. Boom. Up the ice they go. And you're shorthanded. You don't expect a scoring chance, but really good communication by the kids.
Bergeron won that face-off back as Hamilton's shot was blocked. Chara got one in that Howard saved. Bergeron nearly 60% on draws last year. He's just dynamite. Took it to the front of the net there. Abdelkader came up with it, made the play through to Kindle.
Pretty different game when you keep coming up with loose pucks instead of losing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Huge difference. Complete turnaround.
Dougie Hamilton at center. 3rd pro season offside at the Red Wing line. Fan packs are back at yours today to see the Wings take on Anaheim coming up in a couple of nights, or Boston next Wednesday night, October 15th. 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 soft drinks, starting at $59 per game. Go to DetroitRedWings.com now for tickets. Saturday night will be Anaheim in town.
7 o'clock game time, 6:30 pregame here on Fox Sports Detroit. The Ducks, everybody picking the Ducks to be at the top of their division. They were good last year. They'll be better this year. Young goaltending, the only question mark possibly in Anaheim, but we got Ryan Kessler out of Vancouver. He should help them. Young kids actually got Hiller out of there, and Hiller ends up in Calgary.
Helm turned, got checked. And how about Calgary, the little guy, Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey, Hobey Baker winner. He's only 5'7" if that, and 150-some pounds. What a player. At least early on. The rigors of a season will tell for the Flames, but so far he's impressed a lot with his hockey.
A lot of people have likened him to Patrick Kane in Chicago with the kind of size, left-hand shot, the move.
Kane's probably got 3-4 inches on him, but
but a little guy, light, but really good hands and quick. Exciting to watch, like Tatar for the Red Wings. Same kind of hockey play. You better be smart if you're that small, I'll tell you that. The big boys running at you in this game.
Tatar's put on a few pounds, though, this offseason, and yet hasn't seemed to have lost a step. Tatar there to intercept. Great play, great hands right there. Tatar with Shane and Yurko played together so much of last year after being put together, called up. Bouncer in at Rask. Red Wings tag up and now send 2 indeed.
Okay.
Knocked down off the stick, trying to recover was Smith. The Bruins have it. Passed in front of the net, and Lucic just missed it. Yurko the other way. Thomas Yurko. Pushed down by Lucic. Yurko, down but not out, made the play. Quincy, rifling one, blocked by McQuaid. Lucic played it, checked by Joachim Anderson.
Here's what size can do right there, Ken. See Lucic at 225 and Yurko maybe 180. Fans didn't like that. Thought there should have been a penalty, but they shoved him down.
Anderson with a shot block. Adam McQuaid had it in his skates, played it to the corner. Drew Miller first for Detroit to Anderson. Then he gets checked. Then Red Wings recover. Good play by Miller to the line. Shot blocked in front. Stabbed to the corner there by Anderson. Glendening a lift to the stick, allowing Anderson to make the play. Took the hit. Krug then checked by Glendening, who goes after Cunningham. Seals him there. You can hear the battle, see the battle.
And Krug communicating with his winger, Paille, to stay in front of the net. They didn't.
Kendall gets held. No call there. Brought to center. That's number 64, Bobby Robbins. 10th pro season, first year in the NHL. And Bobby Robbins is going to turn 33 years old this month. Number 64 with the puck now. That's determination. The East Coast Hockey League, the American League, everywhere he's played in Europe. Interference in center, Abdelkader knocked down.
Holy jumping. We got to see if he touched the puck there and what they're thinking. Holy smoke, Babcock will be all over the refs on that. But we'll take a break, pay some bills, and be back. It's 2-1 Red Wings, 12:02 to go in this third period. Well, before tonight's game, Mike Babcock handed me this sheet that you're going to see on the screen here in a second. There's what an official lineup looked like. That was last year, opening night against the Sabres, Buffalo. And look at the difference. Nyquist, Tatar, Sheahan, Yurko, Glendening, and Nestrasil. Out, Bertuzzi, Alfredson, Samuelson, Emerson, Cleary, and Weiss. What a difference in the lineup in 12 months, Ken. It was October the 2nd a year ago against Buffalo. And here the 9th. 6 guys. That's the 30-year hockey team.
Yeah.
But that's what an official sheet looks like that they turn into the scorers before the game with the players that are starting, etc.
Saved by Howard on Marchand again. This time from the other side. His first one was prettier. This one just as important.
You're right. He struggled in the playoffs, but he's an effective hockey player, Marchand. He and Bergeron play really well together. That's pretty quick movement by Jimmy Howard right there, too. He was moving. He wasn't set waiting for it. He had to move and make the save at the same time. That's a big save in a 2-1 game.
Remember there was a time when Marchand was struggling to make the Bruins and he told Claude Julien, I'm going to score you 20. Claude Julien thought, no, you're not, but he did.
Oh, he's a major pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he scored 20 or more 3 times already.
No kidding. That's a good hockey player. Look out here.
Bergeron trying to catch up to it.
Couldn't handle the pass.
And we wonder now that players will be tabbed by the league on those who dive the most if Marchand's name at some point won't be fined a few times for perhaps diving or embellishment. Players will be identified by the league and their names will be posted and all will know. And then after you get a few of them, well, the coaches start to get fined too. So it may play a role. The league wants it out of the game.
That'll really change it. The coaches,
when the coaches start getting fined.
Money out of their pocket.
Yep. They say there was a coach last year, if the rules were in place, would have been fined $52,000 for his players diving. That'll get their attention.
Who might that be? I hope it goes to the former Players Fund.
Yeah, well, exactly. For the Coaches Association.
For post-game activities.
Nestrasil gets knocked down on the ice by Seidenberg. Scooped it along, but recovered there by Sheahan to the line. Loose in front of the net. Oh, Quest just backhanded one high.
He had a wide open net, too. Because Tuukka Rask was looking for it and could not find it. Don't interfere with him.
Quincy gets back. Yep, Kendall let his man go.
He shoved him once, but he learned his lesson from the second period where he got an interference call.
Yurko, Sheahan, Tatar back out for the Red Wings. Off Kendall, right to Howard. Moves it along. Quincy. work by Yurko to get it ahead. Krug back for Matt Fraser. Krug to Lucic, intercepted by Eriksson, who stepped up.
Bruins are picking up the pace. They know we're getting down to inside the 10-minute mark here. They don't like what's going on. They haven't had much going since the start of the second period.
Ryan Spooner plays one over for Adam McQuaid. Shoveled along by Kronwall, off the stick of Anderson. Chasing it down is Miller. With good speed, he's in. Glanced off the stick of Dougie Hamilton. Glendening went to throw it deep, didn't work. Came off the linesman's skate at center. Paille shoots it in. Knocks down Brendan Smith. Up there along with Craig Cunningham. He took a shot and down to the ice, and Chara missed it. Tuukka Rask out to play it. Hamilton back for his defense partner, the Bruins captain. Daniel Paille, a bouncer into Detroit territory. That's Bobby Robbins, couldn't make a play. Here's Appleton.
Another loose puck, Detroit. They get it.
Zetterberg in. Chopped at by Marchand. Stepping up, Kronwall. Oh, he just missed. He had the rookie Bobby Robbins, although not an official rookie, seeing that he's 32, but...
And he was being checked by somebody else, which is about the danger time, because you're worried about losing the puck instead of watching what's coming from the other side.
Robbins, the only new Bruin on the roster. Still not a lot of experience, but he's the one new one. And again, Krejci out with a knee injury. Tatar dropped it off. Kindle shooting one and hit a leg in front.
What a pile of traffic in front, eh? Boy.
Bergeron, ever dependable, got it to center. Kindle able to knock it down. Knocked it away from Bergeron. Torrey Krug head up. Chipped in. Quincy will go back to get it.
Bruins have 5 shots in this period. They're trying like heck to pick it up. But Detroit's doing a pretty good job of closing it down at the blue line and not letting them come through with any kind of consistency.
Nyquist with Helm and Nestrasin. Smith into Kaiser. Crowd doing its best to be a factor throughout the night. Bruins skated out. Second season for Soderberg. Lost an edge and went down. Aaron Helm into Boston territory. Breaks. Goes back to retrieve. At center, here's Kronwall. Backhands it in. Red Wings will get a change up front. Fraser played it off the boards to center. From center, right back in by Kronwall. Drew Miller will give chase out with Anderson and Glendening. Dougie Hamilton for Boston into a crowd, couldn't get anywhere. Joachim Anderson will dump it deep again. Rask in the trapezoid, cleared it around for Lucic. Stopped in his tracks by Glendening, who kicked at it. Chara to Hamilton.
It's an icing it through. Nope.
Fraser shoots it in. Drew Miller is back. Played it, but gave it away. Fraser then lost it. Anderson, he lost it too.
Outside of the Eriksson giveaway, Ken, that's one of the very few that they've had all night long. Right there. They got it and they covered up for it.
Zetterberg. Shot and save, and Miller on the rebound. Kevin Miller gets checked. Franzen from behind. And Fraser gets checked. Franzen finishes a hit on Lucic.
Yeah. There you go.
Abdelkader now goes after him. Got a body in front as DeKaiser goes back. Just over 5 to play in the third, and a 2-1 Red Wing lead. Rask put it over for Riley Smith.
There's the Smith brothers right there. And there's no cough drops in the neighborhood.
Here's DeKaiser.
Riley and Brendan. They love playing against each other.
And Brendan in the career with a lead of 4-2.
Most brothers do.
Zetterberg chipped it. McQuaid knocked it down. And then dumped what they say incidental contact as Yurko went down. possession by Kronwall on Marchand. Tatar with a perfect feed to Yurko. 4.5 to go in the third. Toward Rask, who will hold on and take a face-off. Red Wings lead 2-1. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit.
Time for our AT&T Uverse Reverse. 3 goals in this hockey game. 2 to the home team, 1 to the visiting Boston Bruins. And let's show you where it all started. The giveaway by Eriksson. Bergeron, what a bullet drive. First shot of the game for Boston, and it's 1-0. Then De Keyser off Franzen's stick. Off Abdelkader's rear end, we think. He gets that one. It's 1-1. And then later, good recovery by Zetterberg. Into the front. Franzen. Helm. To number 14, Nyquist. It's 2-1. Nyquist first of the year. And that was a power play goal. That's where we stand with 4:22 to go.
Shots 23-14 Detroit. Jimmy Howard moved it along. Kindle got checked there by Soderberg. Doesn't get out. Chara keeps it in. Through toward the goal block. Helm.
Play is not supposed to happen. And it's not out yet.
Howard with the blocker to the corner. Kindle, Conley to Quincy, but couldn't handle it cleanly. Now Nestrasil.
Finally, they get it out after all that.
Nestrasil carries in. Nyquist open. Nestrasil shooting. And stopped by Rask. First NHL game for number 49. Andre Nestrasil can make some plays at high speed. Still got to adapt to that North American style. It was in Grand Rapids last year.
You're not going to score much from there on the NHL goaltenders with nobody in front of them. But he'll learn that as time goes on.
One thing he continues to work on is his skating.
But the bottom line is, though, you've got nothing else to do. Put the puck on net. You never know. So, not always going to be a perfect opportunity, but at least get the puck on the net. You just might get by him.
Krug reverses from Miller. Bowled over was Abdelkader by Bergeron. Torrey Krug pass to center, knocked down by Smith. Marchand kicked at it. Howard this time taking no chances and holds on. Late stages, third period. Red Wings in a 2-1 lead on Fox Sports Detroit.
Thanks, Trevor. And it's time for now, 3:04 to go. Our big play of the game brought to you by Big Boy. And it'll be Henrik Zetterberg. Happy birthday, captain, 34 years old. Sets this play up. Does not get an assist because he's a fourth man on the play, but responsible for the play happening anyway. So, nice job on our Big Boy play of the game for Henrik Zetterberg. There you see his statistics for tonight, 22 shifts. 3 shots. He's usually good for 3 or 4 a game. And usually he and Datsuk will end up playing over 20 minutes on a lot of nights, but maybe with the emergence of Sheahan and company and a good fourth line, they can cut that back a little bit. Spend a little more time on the power play and a little less time doing other things. Look out.
High slot. Zetterberg. Oh, stick check by Riley Smith.
Saved the goal a bit there, eh?
Abdelkader went over top of Chara, who's got 6 Bruins 15 shots tonight. And we've got an elbowing penalty here.
To Franzen. Now, it was on Bergeron, who had hurt his knee earlier in this game.
Detroit, number 93, minor penalty elbowing.
Elbowing to Franzen, who is much bigger than Bergeron, and he's going to complain. There it is here. Now, it looks like the left elbow was up and to the right ear of Bergeron. It's hard to tell on that replay. But Bergeron in the second period, Ken, went down with it. Looks like a right knee injury. Collided in the inboards. Watch that left knee bent funny. And then look at the right knee. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
An ankle. And he went down and was off the ice for quite a while. and came back. And the first shift back, he was on the ice and took a penalty for Nyquist to then go and score what could be the winning goal. So he's banged up. He had shoulder problems, rib problems a year ago, all kinds of issues going on. But he's a gamer, that kid. Wow.
That's Joe Sacco, the new coach who took over for Jeff Ward, who had done such a great job with the Bruins power play. Jeff Ward coaching over in Europe now, in Germany. So Joe Sacco now with that responsibility. Boston's third best power play in the league last year goes to work with just over 2.5 to play in the third and a 2-minute penalty to Franzen looking to tie the game. Tonight, don't miss Fox Sports Live as they bring you highlights and analysis of all tonight's National Hockey League games. A big schedule tonight. A look ahead to tomorrow's ALDS Game 1 and instant reaction to tonight's NFL matchup. The Texans and the Colts. Watch Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The Bruins called timeout and have pulled their goaltender. Patrick Waugh theory now. Pull him early, and you're going 6-on-4 now with the Red Wings shorthanded. So 6 skaters for Boston. Net is empty. The Red Wings can't ice the puck. They have to get it out first. Here's Smith, as in Riley. Back to Krug, who's on the back end here with Dougie Hamilton. Chara in front of Howard. Riley Smith, cross, shot, saved by Howard. Right arm on Marchand, up and out of play.
Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of white jerseys around the front of the net. I mean, I know it's 6 skaters to 4. It's almost 7 with Chara. He's 2 men. Look at the size of this guy in front. 6'8". Out of skates. I mean, he's a house out there. He's a yacht. He's a 747. Call him what you want. Hard to move, and he covers a lot of space for the goalie to see around. And
out of the stick is Glendening as Krug's got it. For Hamilton, Glendening sticks in that lane. The shot by Smith, saved by Howard out of his mitt.
Got to go out and get that stick.
Unless it's broken.
I don't think it is.
Now he's got it. You're right. Smith across. Shot, goal post. Riley Smith back in front. Another shot knocked down. Howard sliding. Another one.
We got interference.
Yes, we do.
Interference, Boston, I think.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Crowd on their feet.
Are they ever?
Boston number 33, minor play interference.
Is it Chara? Oh, they're going to love this. Well, let's have a look. You be the ref sitting at home. There's the goal post by the Bruins. Oh, you know what he did? He pushed the goaltender's stick away. He interfered a little bit with his pad. Watch the stick. Right there. He shoves the stick away. There's the penalty. So that's unsportsmanlike if you want to call it, but they call it interference. His stick was in the pad of Jimmy Howard, but Chara with an untimely brain cramp to push that stick away from the goalie. That is not allowed. Good setup for Boston. Marchand, flex of the stick, off Howard's trapper, and off the post.
4-on-4 hockey now. 1:45 to go in the third. Off a skate. Moving in is de Kaiser. Louis Eriksson for Boston. He came over from Dallas in the Tyler Seguin deal, along with Riley Smith.
You know,
Rask trying to get out.
He is trying to get out. As soon as they get over the blue line with possession, he'll be gone.
But Abdelkader and Zetterberg try to prevent that with Smith and de Kaiser.
Listen to this crowd. Holy smoke.
Zetterberg wants off. Rask goes to the bench. Bruins now with 5 skaters. And boy, they had too many men there off the change. Now they get it sorted out. 5 skaters to 4. Net empty Boston. 50 seconds to go. Franzen's penalty will expire in 15 seconds. Brendan Smith gets it down the ice. Even manpower advantage with the goalie out, so the Red Wings couldn't ice. Icing against Detroit. Our next game on Fox Sports Detroit will come your way on Saturday. The Anaheim Ducks and Ryan Kessler as Mike Babcock's calling timeout. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Red Wings Live, the Ducks and the Red Wings, and Getzlaf and Perry and Kessler, etc. Cam Fowler, the Farmington Hills native, comes to town.
He's a great young player.
Sure is.
Young defenseman.
And the fans enjoying this one here.
Anaheim started the season tonight in Pittsburgh, Ken. They got whacked 6-4 by the Pittsburgh Penguins. So that young goaltending I talked about, who knows?
Well, Gibson's the young one that they love in Anaheim.
Oh, he's a good one. Yep.
Well, Boston won in a late goal last night at home to Philadelphia 2-1. The Bruins trail the Red Wings here 2-1. 24-16 are the shots. The Red Wings have allowed just 16 Boston shots tonight. Net empty for the Bruins.
Van Denning, who needs work on his faceoff, going against the best in the business in Bergeron.
Red Wings with the advantage tonight, but Boston gets this one. Hamilton couldn't shoot it. Glendening without a stick again. This time it's broken.
It's broke.
Chancey and down low. Howard's got it off Riley Smith.
Oh, my. Wow. Van Denning snapped his stick off the faceoff. Bergeron, the #1 guy in the business, and he won that thing back to set that all up. And Red Wings will now make a change that they couldn't do before because of the icing. And Soderberg screening Howard. He finds a way to look around. The glove was in the right position to make the save. Here we go.
Fired around, but not out. Centering one. Ronwall's got it. Patient off the glass. 20 seconds left. Net empty Boston. Red Wings with a full contingent, but the Bruins with the man in the box. Zetterberg backhands a high one. 7 seconds. Crowd stands. Red Wings open the season with a 2-1 victory.
Wow. They're having a ball here at the Joe on opening night. With everybody around Jimmy Howard. What a hockey game. And now our Miller moment, brought to you by Miller Lite, will be the winning goal. Again, Zetterberg in on the play. Recovers from a loose puck. Lost it, got it back. He's the fourth man on the play. It's going to go down to Franzen. Over to Helm, back to Nyquist, bingo. That's the winning goal and our Miller Lite play of the game.
Well, Gus Nyquist led the team with 6 game-winning goals last season. He's got the first game winner in Game 1 of this season. As the Red Wings beat Boston 2-1. Abdelkader got the other goal for the Red Wings, and Eric Franny will bring you the 3 stars tonight.
Number 40, Tuukka Rask. Star number 2 from Detroit, number 65, Danny DeKeyser. And star number 1, also from Detroit, number 93, Johan Franzen.
So the 3 stars tonight as the Red Wings kick off the 14-15 season in terrific fashion, winning by 1 for win number 1. We'll send it to the studio. Red Wings Live with Darren, Chris, and Trevor.